Hi, welcome back to Glab Farm. I'm Abigail Barron, your hostess with the mostest. So I'm actually in the middle of making the sourdough bread video and my dough is rising. I have 34 minutes, so I thought I would pull some stuff out because I know my husband is going to want some dinner tonight. So I had promised him a little shrimp stir fry. So I went through the refrigerators and to see what I had that I could throw together for him. So got half a yellow onion here, the shrimp I pulled out this morning, some mushrooms, some cut up broccoli from the other night, a bell pepper, half a bell pepper from omelets or something. I've got water chestnuts, a couple of Johnsonville brats left over, the stadium brats that I had done in another episode. And then I've got corn I need to use up, so I'm going to do some corn on the cob tonight. And then I had a lamb rack that I just took it off the bone, put a little bit of powdered rosemary and then Dijon mustard, olive oil, salt and pepper. So I'm going to have the lamb rack and corn on the cob and make the shrimp stir fry for Glenn. So half an onion already peeled. This is great. So I am going to slice this. I didn't have any garlic, and I even went to the store today and I forgot to get garlic, but otherwise I would have done some garlic with this as well. And my green pepper. This is how I slice peppers. Cut it right off the side, right off the side. Can use the bottom here. Set that there. I always cut out this little white piece that holds it all together. Just presentation wise, there's nothing wrong with the flavor of it or the taste of it, but just it doesn't look as nice when you're doing sauteing foods. So the big thing, you don't want to have any seeds on your cutting board while you're slicing a pepper. That is how I got one of the worst cuts in my life, and my knife hit the seed, slipped, and it took off the tip of my finger here. That was not fun. Of course, the chef bandaged it up for me, so it was a long time ago, and told me to get back to work. So just going to slice these into nice little strips. I'm not a fan of bell peppers, but Glenn is, and so when I cook for him, he gets bell peppers. Now broccoli, when I do cooked broccoli, I like to make it in smaller bite-sized pieces so that, you know, somebody doesn't get a piece that's this big, and then especially if you're eating in front of somebody and then it's like, I'm a big pig and I'm going to eat this big old piece of broccoli in one bite. So I like to cut it down a little bit so that it's daintier, I guess you could say. I told Glenn that we'd be able to prep this meal before our bread was done proofing. So, a couple of mushrooms. You can take the stems off or you can leave them on. It's up to you. I like to take them off. So, I like to leave them a little bit chunkier slices when we do dinner for stir fry. More meaty. They don't disintegrate. I hate it when you go and get some mushrooms for something and they're sliced so thin that you're like, is that even a mushroom? Like, what is that? So, all right. So I've got shrimp, mushrooms, broccoli, onions, peppers. Glenn loves sausages. He loves hot dogs. He loves brats. And this is going to add some flavor to the stir fry as well. I'm going to put that in here. So then what I'll do is I still have 30 minutes. It's only 4:20 in the afternoon. So I'm not going to cook this yet, but I always like to prep my meal ahead of time so that when Glenn comes running in the door saying how hangry he is, and because he's so hungry, I'm hangry, and wants something like right then this will take me 5 minutes to cook in the wok. And so we'll do that after I finish the bread. Okay, so it's dinner time. I've preheated my wok. It's about medium right now. I am going to add a little bit of sesame oil. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the onions and peppers and the brats. And I'm going to crank it up. This thing gets really hot really fast, so I have to be careful with it. Having the sausages in there helps, they melt some of the fat out, add to the flavor of the sauteing of the onions and the peppers. So we're going to let that go for just a second. I've got my lamb loin searing over here. I just turned it off. I'm going to rotate it one more time. I really love this little electric wok. My husband Glenn got it for me not too long ago, and this thing is amazing. I can cook anything in here. Seeing some nice browning on the sausages. A little color in there. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this Thai chili sauce. Add a little bit of soy sauce. Listen to that go. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in the mushrooms and broccoli. This is a new spoon. My mother gave it to me for Christmas, and it's from Louisiana. It's supposed to be good for making roux, like if you're going to make a gumbo. But this works really great in the wok. All right. Water chestnuts. Glenn loves water chestnuts. I'm going to make a little hole in the middle. Go ahead and add the shrimp. Shrimp do not take long to cook at all. To make shrimp cocktail, I get my quart bouillon going, or some seasoned water, some flavored water. I like to do Old Bay for shrimp cocktail. You can cut an orange in half, lemon in half, lime in half, throw some onion in there. Let it boil for a few minutes, get some flavor. But when you put the shrimp in the water, you turn that water off, you give it a little stir, you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and your shrimp are done. That is how quick, it doesn't even need to be on, how quick shrimp cook. Alright, so for a little bit of heat, I'm going to add some sambal paste. You don't need a lot of that because it is very spicy. You can see my shrimp are already halfway cooked. All right. So I have some Oriental noodles that I cooked. They didn't take much cooking. Put those in there. Give that just a minute. My water's almost come up to a boil for my corn on the cob. My lamb is looking really nice over there. We're about to have some dinner. Woo! Oh yeah. So, turn this off. You can cook your vegetables longer if you want before you add the shrimp in. I'm really big on al dente vegetables, so especially in a nice little stir fry like this. The water chestnut's going to give you a nice little crunch, but so is the so are the vegetables. So, Glenn, I know you're hungry. Well, will you look at that? It's a lot of noodles. There you go, my dear. Dinner is served. Thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate it. So next time on Cooking in the Quarantine Kitchen, we are going to do a Fireball whiskey and sweet tea rooster chicken. So it's one of my roosters. I pulled it out of the freezer. So that will be next time. So from our family to yours, stay safe and be well.